Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon,
a reading
good evening,
rainbow.
good night.
I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for another monthly book club. Sorry I'm a little late. Sorry I'm a little sick. But I'm getting it together for the sake of this wonderful story that we read together. Oh no. Meg, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Sassy, thank you for being first. How are you? You got some opinions? Did you finish reading it? How far did you get? Good morning. Ohio. Is this, let's see, is this sized well for looking at stuff? I guess so, yeah. Rich and sensuous, a dark urban fantasy with mythic overtones. Sensuous, yeah. I guess it was that. I got quite a ways in. I think I'll keep going out of curiosity. Really? Okay. I guess we'll start with, do I have this? Let's see. Maybe we'll start here. I did finish it, yeah. Somehow. Very, very light skimming for, dear God. Yeah. Nah, just like a lot of this, like, oh, they just, like, I don't know, fucking hanging out. Okay, just skimming. Did anything happen? Okay. Maybe I'll do some close reading for a page or two. Back to skimming. Like, I did not closely read 800 fucking pages. I'm here with metaphorical popcorn. Hey, Red, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Did you read any of this? We're going to start with Crescent City. I don't imagine the discussion will be that long. think there were just 4 of us who read it, and I think one of us finished it. I don't know if Fishy finished it. I'll be very curious to find out. He is the MVP. Like, he will read shit that he hates all the way to the end. Nope, good. It's a better use of your time. All right, what did we read? What did we read? We read The House of Earth and Blood, the first novel in multiple stories. Also, if this is too loud, please let me know. I can tamp down the music. I feel like this is a little loud there. There are more of these. It is the first book in the brand new adult fantasy series by #1 New York Times bestselling author Sarah J. Maas. Half fae, half human Bryce Quinlan loves her life. By day, she works for an antiquities dealer. Still kind of loud, I think. How about that? It is loud. How's it now? Yeah, I feel like there's a mix here that I always throw on. It's royalty-free coffee shop jazz. But I feel like this track always is like much louder than the rest of it. Is that better? Hey Magic Dub, how you doing? Hope book club goes well. I'll have to join in sometime, but we'll pop back in later. I'll let you know what we're reading next month. This was not the month to join, but maybe next month will be. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're having a good day. She loves her life. By day, she works for an antiquities dealer, selling barely legal magical artifacts, and by night, she parties with her friends, savoring every pleasure Lunathion, otherwise known as Crescent City, has to offer. But it all comes crumbling down, you might say, when a ruthless murder shakes the very foundations of the city and Bryce's world. 2 years later, her job has become a dead end, and she now seeks only blissful oblivion in the city's most notorious nightclubs. When the murderer attacks again, Bryce finds herself dragged into the investigation and paired with an infamous fallen angel whose own brutal past haunts his every step. Hunt Athalar, personal assassin for the Archangels, wants nothing to do with Bryce Quinlan, despite being ordered to protect her. She stands for everything he once rebelled against and seems more interested in partying than solving the murder. No matter how close to home it might hit. But Hunt soon realizes there's far more to Bryce than meets the eye, and that he's going to have to find a way to work with her if they want to solve this case. As Bryce and Hunt race to untangle the mystery, they have no way of knowing the threads they tug ripple through the underbelly of the city, across warring continents, and down to the darkest levels of hell, where things that have been sleeping for millennia are beginning to stir. With unforgettable characters and page-turning suspense, this richly inventive new fantasy series by #1 New York Times bestselling author Sarah J. Maas delves into the heartaches of loss, the price of freedom, and the power of love. That back of the book ain't even true because she quits partying and drinking after Danica dies. That's true. Multiple incorrect statements that I just read aloud. I think I'll run through the synopsis here just to catch everyone up to speed, or let you know what happens on the pages you didn't get to. Part 1, The Hollow. The Hollow shows Bryce's life before the tragic accident and the events that occurred that day. It tells a story of the truest friendship held between Bryce and Danica, and the blossoming slow burn of romance of Bryce and Connor. In Part 1, you already have a strong love for Bryce, untrue, and the Pack of Devils, also untrue. So the deaths so early on in the book are heartbreaking. They're not. Part 2, The Trench. This part shows the developing friendship between Hunt and Bryce. They start off as hostile partners, and by the end of The Trench, they both feel a minor attraction toward each other. This part always has Sarah J. Maas's favorite scene, Bryce in the shooting range. That scene wasn't that great. Hunt and Bryce start to piece things together and solve the mystery, or so they thought. Part 3, The Canyon. As Bryce and Hunt delve deeper into the crimes and finally come closer to the answer, they also become more aware of their attraction to each other and grow more intimate, at one point almost having sex. Pause. This book, Juiced, how you doing? Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. 4 months. You rule. Congrats on getting that Sega Saturn power supply working. That's awesome. This book makes you wait until page 590 out of 800 for anything sexy. Like, there's some, like, sensuality throughout the book, but, like, for a book that I thought, like, at least is going to be smutty, you know? Like, the writing is terrible. The story is bad. The characters are insufferable. But maybe it'll at least be hot. And it's not even fucking hot. And you get to 590, and they don't even fully have sex. They just start to. There's, like, so many scenes where, like, they're about to do something, and it's like, oh my god, we left the eggs on the frying pan. They're burning. Oh shit. And then the moment is lost. Or they're in bed, and things are getting pretty hot, and then Bryce's mom calls. And would you believe me if I told you that finally, the culminating, like, final sex scene, when you think, like, okay, it's all been building toward this. They've been withholding. They've been building up the anticipation. When it finally happens, it's really going to happen. They don't even have sex. They don't even have full sex in the book. You sound disappointed. I mean, I thought it would at least deliver on that point, and it didn't. I was livid. Well, I shared the one description in the server, which you saw. That was ridiculous. What was it again? I already forgot. Please find out immediately. Please find out immediately. Get the fuck out of here. I can never read that sentence normally again. Why? It's a very normal thing to say in that very normal moment. It gets, like, really profane. Like, it's written, like, you know, full on, like, smut in the descriptions of his, you know, pressing up against her back. And, like, yeah, it gets kind of graphic, but then it's like, it just stops short. They don't actually do it. They just do a lot of other stuff leading up to it. And the book ends without even that happening. It's like, what the fuck was all this for? What was it for? They probably do it in book 2. Can you... That's why I was livid. Like, you're really gonna have me read 800 pages and we don't even have full sex. It's probably, like, that's why it had to be a trilogy. You gotta read potentially, like, god damn, are they all 800 pages? Are you really about to have me read, like, 2,400 pages of fiction before we actually have the full sex? Author knows what she's doing. I mean, she is #1 New York Times bestselling author. She knows. Fucking Christ, man. You got yourself the ultimate Saturn. That is awesome. What else did you do to it? Do you have an ODE put in that thing? I don't know where I was before I started complaining. Almost having sex. Yeah, no, that's the book. They almost have sex. But then all those feelings dissolve as Bryce learns that Hunt was working with Victoria and Justinian, 33 Legion members and slaves to Micah, and they plan to use synth to overthrow Micah and end their slavery. Bryce was agonized and heartbroken, and we were left on a cliffhanger. You might say that, yeah. And what punishment Hunt would be given? Part 4, The Ravine. In this part, we learn that Micah has sold Hunt to Sandriel as punishment for the plotting of revenge. The summit commences with Hunt shackled with Gorzian stones, barely able to move. Micah leaves suddenly, and soon he arrives at Bryce's workplace. With Jessica's installed cameras, Declan Emmett manages to live stream Micah's encounter with Bryce in front of everyone at the summit. It is soon revealed that Micah killed Danica, who had inked the horn onto Bryce's back, and Micah was planning on using Bryce to open a portal to unknown worlds. Lahaba sacrifices herself so Bryce could slaughter Micah, and Queen Hypaxia dissolves Hunt's slave tattoo so he could also slaughter Sandriel. Then Lunathian erupts into chaos as a portal to hell opens up, leaving demons to roam the city. Bryce does the only thing she knows how to do, save everyone, even if it means her death. She makes the drop, with the help of Danica's spirit, and her first light heals the world and closes the portals. Epilogue. The epilogue reveals that Jessica had a relationship with Hunt's father, with Sarah J. Maas alluding toward it being a romantic one. Yeah, you might say this whole book is just alluding towards romance. Again, no sex. It also shows Jessica and Adis, Prince of the Chasm, discussing Bryce's power and how she holds Thea's light. What? Not Lahaba. The one good character in the book? No. Do you feel anything about this? Rechargeable save battery. Full recap. Place the AV port. Oh, nice. Okay. Hey, but that's not right. Lahaba's cute. Interactions with the Hunt were cute. Yeah, did I like anything in this book? So okay, you liked Lahaba. Did you care for anything else? Well, you try and start with some positives. I'm thinking. I tried to be positive. I always try. You know, like everything has value. A human being put time and effort into making something. They obviously saw value in it enough to put in the effort. So what value can we derive from it? Let's see. I did make a note. Is this the page I liked? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Through love, all is possible. Not that part. Oh, no. I have some positive opinions, and then I have some other ones. Would you like to hear them? I would. Absolutely. What do you got? While you're preparing them, I'll share the part that I liked. Wait, or is this something I thought was ridiculous? Oh, yeah, I did like this scene. Okay. Oh, do you have them ready? Go for it. I can save this. Yeah, and if you have page numbers, I can go to that page. Just let me know if you want me to bring something up on screen. I just have a hunch if stuff I wrote down while reading. Okay. I can try and get in the general area if you'd like, or you could just, yeah, share the thoughts that you have. I guess I can read this part while you're getting that. I thought this was a cool scene. So, Hunt is in bondage, right? Because of the rebellion. So he's a slave, and they have this, like, magical, like, halo tattoo around his head that keeps him under their control. And I thought this was just a cool scene with some good tension where they go to a medwitch and so like their healthcare in this magical world, and they're talking about the idea of taking off his tattoo and freeing him. A hum of approval as the medwitch looked between Bryce and Hunt. You two have such a powerful bond. Bryce didn't bother to correct her assumption that the tattoo was about Hunt. The tattoo that Danica had drunkenly insisted they get one night, claiming that putting the vow of eternal friendship in another language would make it less cheesy. Hunt turned back to them, and the witch asked him, "Does the halo hurt you?" Only when it went on. What witch inked it? Some imperial hag, Hunt said through his teeth. One of the old ones. The witch's face tightened. It is a darker aspect of our world, that we bind individuals through the halo. It should be halted entirely. He threw her a half smile that didn't reach his eyes. Want to take it off for me? The witch went wholly still, and Bryce's breath caught in her throat. What would you do if I did? The witch asked softly, her dark eyes glimmering with interest and ancient power. Would you punish those who have held you captive? Bryce opened her mouth to warn them that this was a dangerous conversation, but Hunt thankfully said, I'm not here to talk about my tattoo. It lay in his eyes, though, his answer, the confirmation. Yes, he'd killed the people who'd done this. The witch inclined her head slightly, as if she saw that answer. She thought that was a good interaction. There was some cool tension right here. What would you do if I did? Hunt was probably my favorite because he seems genuinely kind underneath all the brooding. I like the way he talks to Bryce sometimes, and the questions he asks her. He often felt more emotionally intelligent than the people around him. That said, he was your typical brooding type. He's a good, like, a love interest for our protagonist, you know, for that reason. Like, I get it. That's why I was astonished that it didn't deliver on the final sex scene that it was all building to, you know? Because we have this, like, begrudging partnership that grows into a deep friendship. And, like, yeah, he checks all the boxes, right? Like, oh, he's a brooder. He's got kind of dark depths to him. He's intense. But he's also very kind. He'll also just, like, hang out on the sofa with you and watch a movie that you want to watch. Or just watch Sunball. And put his arm around you and ask you about your day. And that arm has got some muscles. And we are often told about his abs. He's hot. Yeah, he's hot. The characters grew on me over time. Hunt was probably my favorite, and I really liked Jessica and Lahaba. Their scenes kept me interested even when Bryce was frustrating me. I get that. Also, I would like to thank the author for giving us the phrase, please find out immediately, which is now permanently impossible for me to read in a serious tone. It's not, man, I would bring that up, but that page is kind of graphic. I feel like maybe I shouldn't, I wouldn't read that part, but I think it would be on screen. It might be a little much, because we are told about some of their anatomy and what that anatomy is doing in moments of heightened interest, shall we say. Yeah, I can appreciate all that. I think the thing is, this book's biggest crime to me is simply its length. Like, if this were a 200-page read, 200 to 300 pages, which it should be, let's be clear, like, that additional 500 to 600 pages, like, it's not meaningful. This to me is like an author who really needed, I'm assuming she had an editor, a better one, to tell her, like, hey, this is the stuff that you write, like, for yourself as author. Like, you write these scenes to understand your characters and figure out, like, what they're all about. And then you cut it. You trim it down, or you condense it, and you find the nuggets in that, and you bring that into the final draft. But we don't need all of this, like, writing into the character. Like, it's just so redundant and tedious. At times it felt like Twilight grew up, got a gym membership, learned how to swear, and became involved in a homicide. I wouldn't even say it's Twilight growing up. I would say it's Twilight if the author wasn't Mormon. Like, it's the Twilight that she would have written if she had, like, I don't know, like I don't know anything about the author of Twilight. I didn't want to speculate. I was going to say, like, maybe like a rougher upbringing. But, yeah, there's just a little more grit to it, right? Like, they swear, like we were talking about it, they all, like, act like middle schoolers. Like, the swearing was very unnatural. It did feel like an author who, like, I don't know, like the use of profanity was just so juvenile. It felt so unnatural. Now the bad stuff. Why is everyone always baring their teeth? Yeah, baring their teeth. Their teeth flashed in the darkness. There's a lot of that. A lot of teeth. I guess, I don't know. Like, part of me kind of gets that because, like, so many of them are, like, animalistic. Like, we have, you know, depending on their tribe, but not human. So, like, it brings in, yeah, like animalistic aspects, things that reflect their... I mean, it isn't just like the wolf tribe that does that, but... Apparently every emotional state in this universe is expressed by baring your teeth. Happy, bare teeth. Angry, bare teeth. Mildly inconvenienced, bare teeth. Yeah. Even the, I want to say the... the scene I shared, wasn't there something with teeth in that one, too? Where did I put that? Yeah. Even the little, like, tidbit of sex scene, well, not almost sex scene I shared, like, two fingers dragging up and down with teeth grinding lightness. Teeth grinding lightness. Everyone's got their teeth out all the time. Teeth out. Teeth out and other things firmly in, like, well, not out, let's just say. Again, no sex. Everyone is either the male or the female. Sometimes that was so weird. Sometimes I felt like I was reading a wildlife documentary. The male archangel. You see him in his natural habitat as he relaxes on the sofa, perfectly reclined, so that his t-shirt rides up over his perfectly sculpted abs to attract the female fae across the room. This is a well-known, effective bonding practice. And these characters can survive demon attacks and bombs, but no conversation can survive without at least one fuck and a middle finger. This is true. Like, the scenes with, like, any kind of law enforcement or, like, detectives, like, they're written the same way. It felt like, again, a middle school, high school writer trying to imagine the interactions between, like, detectives, and they don't know anything about what that looks like in practice. They've just seen movies and maybe read some books, and so they've, like, engaged with this, like, in fictional experiences, and they're just trying to add, like, some, like, I just saw a Quentin Tarantino film for the first time. This is how people talk. Lots of swearing. It's edgy. Right-wing pivot going well. Wait, what? Come here to say good morning. First word I hear is female? No, we're talking about the book. Also, welcome in. How are you? What pivot? No. If this book were trying to, like, this would drive you away. If it had politics to share, whatever those politics were, I think it would drive you in the other direction. Just because you don't want to be associated with them anymore. I don't even know what the fingers were doing, but I'm going to find out later, I'm sure. Yeah, just... I hate to spoil it for you, but you will be disappointed if you go in looking for... Like, it's just... It just keeps taking them up to the edge. And then... abruptly leaving the scene. I've started yet another Elden Ring playthrough. Oh, what are you doing this time? Strength, faith this time for the first time? Oh, nice. How far are you? Where are you at the moment? So I had that page that I actually genuinely liked. Oh, whoa, no, that's sex scene. Okay, let's get that off the screen. I don't know why I had a bookmark there. Maybe this is just like pages where I stopped reading. Yeah. I don't think I actually wanted to talk about anything here. Liurnia? Oh, nice. Okay. I've done a bit of Caelid, nothing underground. Saving that for when I have to go there in Ronnie's story. Okay. All that to say, it was alright. I don't like the urban fantasy setting at all, but it was like kind of fun in a guilty pleasure way. It passed the time for me at work on slow nights. It's ridiculous. Bryce was the worst. Yeah, she's not a great character. There were like some moments where I liked this. I wanted more of this. Okay, this is like one other thing I kind of enjoyed. I wanted the urban fantasy setting. Like, I wanted the fantasy setting to mean something, you know? And it does. Like, it deals with their abilities constantly. You know, we have a portal to hell open up. We talk about the drop. That becomes like a very important thing that occurs at the climax. But overall, like, I just didn't feel like there was much world building. It was like we have the pieces, like the elements of like fantastical creatures, beings here, but like there just wasn't much elaboration on what that would mean for society, you know? Like, people still call each other on their smartphones, and like, I don't know, like law enforcement tends to work out the same way. It's just like, oh, when they leave the interrogation scene, maybe they're gonna fly out of there because they're archangels. But like, everything at the end of the day kind of breaks down in like the same way, where like if you remove the fantasy component, like a lot of the story could just still play out. But this was one thing I kind of liked. Considering it was a statement that could be construed as being in opposition to the Asteri's rule, Bryce was always surprised that they allowed the gates to continue to stand. But after becoming obsolete with the advent of phones, the gates had found a second life when kids and tourists began using them, having their friends go to the other gates in the city so they could whisper dirty words or marvel at the sheer novelty of such an antiquated method of communication. Not surprisingly, come weekends, drunk assholes, a category to which Bryce and Danica firmly belonged, became such a pain in the ass with their shouting through the gates that the city had instituted hours of operation. Like, that's the kind of shit I wanted to read about. Thinking about the kind of technology or like devices that would exist in this magical society, and then thinking about what that would mean for society, like what that would mean for like drunk assholes stumbling home that like fuck with, you know, this like public infrastructure. Gotta go to bed. If you stream for another 8 hours, I might show up for a bit of ease. I definitely won't. I'm not feeling that well today. I thought I would just play, like, I thought maybe I would just do the book club, honestly, and then head out. And I thought maybe hang around a little bit longer. I didn't want to mess up anyone's stream streak. But I am going to come back this evening for art, so I'm going to take the afternoon off. So maybe I'll see you then. I'll be inking the piece I drew for Sodenbori. Probably about like 5 p.m. Japan time, so like, I don't know, 6 hours from now, 6.5 hours from now, I think. But yeah, thanks for coming in. Hope you have a good sleep. Gotta keep my streak up, so I'll say hi at least. No, just stay up. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have much else to say. I think, not to belabor the point, I think if you went through this book and found the load-bearing scenes and isolated them and cut a lot of the interstitial stuff that, like, you don't need. Like, there's so many scenes of them just, like, various characters hanging out, going to the shooting range, eating pizza, whatever it is. And it's like, that kind of stuff can be fun in small doses, especially if you like the characters and want to spend more time with them. But that often was not the case. So it was such a slog. Like, it just is, again, 800 pages. That is crazy. We're in, like, Stephen King territory. And he'll have a whole fucking, like, The Stand post-apocalyptic epic with, like, 30 compelling characters traveling across the whole fucking decimated United States in that time span. And, like, what do we do here? We don't even have sex. Isolate 30 pages of Stephen King, got more sex. It's okay, the Norwegian representation will rest with me. I said, oh yeah, you do have plans every Sunday. That's right. What if I didn't have plans every Sunday? Yeah, you're playing games, right? I think that's it. I didn't have any other things highlighted. It was like two cool things, and then yeah, some accidental bookmarks, I think. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you. I appreciate that. You heading out to work? Yeah, Frederick. Have a great sleep. So I guess with that, we can move on to Monster in about 20 minutes. Meg, did you read Monster? Bud has learned what God Bedrig means. Holy shit. Good recovery. Way to go, Bot. Way to go, Bot. No, sir, I've been stacked with things to do lately. I was gonna say, like, just Crescent City. This was if anyone did both, I was gonna be very impressed. That's a lot of reading. Well, thanks for coming in. Have a great day at work. All right, let's watch this real quick. Because I think, Ren, are you still in here? That's very sweet. And Echo Pixel, Red Monster. And maybe Fishy did too, if Fishy is coming in at some point. Aww. Moose. That book was enough, for sure. I will try to catch up on Monster. That was a great story. These last two volumes were really good. Oh, Meg, do you want to put anything? You showed up for the discussion. You get another point. Do you want to put anything? Wait, you told me already, didn't you? Did I already put your points on? But I'm going to give you another one for coming to the Crescent City discussion. So we can... You're really going to fart over my book club? Damn rude. Didn't read the book. Comes in farting. It's like the 2 rules of book club that you shouldn't do. What a faux pas. Monster Time, Echo Pixel. Welcome in. How are you? How's Mina going? So yeah, Meg, if you wanted to put another... Yeah, Witcher? Okay, let's add another point to Witcher. It's looking good. Alright, we're going to spin this at the end of the monster discussion. So I'll let you know what we got. Alright, on to Monster. I guess I can't really show anything on screen for this one. You have The Witcher? Oh, do you really? All the books? If Witcher wins, I might have to join a month. Frederick, you get a point if you want to spend it. Do you want to... I changed the way we're doing it. So now anyone can... anyone in the community can add a point. Or add a book to the wheel. And then if you read the novel, you get another point. Like come to the discussion, you get another point. And then if you come to the manga discussion, you get another point on top of that. So potentially 3. That allows, like, it gives more weight to those who have participated, but allows anyone to just, like, put a book they want to read to maybe to give incentive and, like, allow anyone to join in. No point for me. I don't want to vote and then not show up. Gotcha. Okay. Well, we might read The Witcher Sword of Destiny if things go well. You're missing one. This will be the second one. We read the first one together. For Monster, did anyone have any thoughts? Seeing if I could just find a visual or something to put on. screen. I can't really share like manga pages. Like that's a no-no. Monster. So you all had multiple personalities, eh? Yeah, that was interesting. How'd you feel about that? Especially since, like, Eva brought up that idea with Tenma, right? To Inspector Lunga. Yeah, Frederick, have a great sleep. I'm fearful for, is it Dieter? I meant to look this up. Is the pronunciation Dieter on that name? Do you know? There we go. I'll just have that up in the background. I have a theory about how it ends, but I hope I'm wrong. Oh, what are you thinking? Yeah, so for these two novels, I mean, if you're reading the, like, Tinklebone volumes, it's either, like, one perfect collection or two of those. We have Tenma's continued journeys as he's out on the lam, running from law enforcement. Now we got a kid sidekick kind of character with Dieter. We wander into the neighborhood under the control of the baby. Get into a fight with some neo-Nazis. Stop a plan to light a whole neighborhood on fire. And we meet up, like, Nina Forster comes in. Hey, welcome in, Cutting Cutie. We're doing I do a monthly book club on my channel. And we're discussing the latest 2 volumes of Monster that we just read collectively. Have you ever read Monster? I love how everyone's a master of sharpshooting, only after a few months. All you need is a nice montage with a... I like that they've had, like, we had the last discussion. That volume end with, like, Tenma stopping off and training at, like, a little, like, rural house with I can't remember the name of his mentor's name, but, like, he was a former mercenary or something like that, right? Some background in that, and learned how to shoot. And then, like, we had the same thing with Nina in this one, and then her working at a restaurant, which that was a good reveal. Like, he's just this sweet kind of older guy, you know, loves cooking. He's a big softie. He'll just weep openly at some of his favorite films when they're playing on TV, and then you find out, like, oh, he's killed, like, hundreds of people. Like, this dude is cold-blooded. Sadly, sir, I don't read manga or even watch much anime, but I've been trying to change that. Okay, well, welcome in. Glad to have you. Yeah, I usually play games here, but then at the end of every month, we have a book club discussion, and we're reading both a novel and a manga at the same time, so I kind of split the discussion, and some people participate in both, but first half we talk about the novel we read, and then the second half we talk about the latest volumes in the series. Right now it's Monster. Yeah, glad to have you. Do you like to read fiction? Because we also do that as well. Yeah? All right. Hey, Ada, how you doing? we can have an old-timey book club discussion. Johan has a near-fatal injury. They find out it's caused by something that surgery somehow fixes, and he's rehabilitated and forced to face justice, but feels regret, and Tenma ends up not having to kill someone, so he stays untainted. Okay. I would love for that to be the case. That he doesn't end up having to become a monster himself in the pursuit of monsters. because that's something that keeps coming up. You know, he's always saving someone. He can't deny his instincts and his history as a physician. Who will uncover the mystery of this horrible story? We're trying to collectively. Didn't think about that possibility. Yeah. You speak Japanese fluently? No, not even close, but I'm working on it. It's a goal. Right now I'm just like kind of conversational. Yeah, fiction I adore. Sci-fi is all right, but horror is where I thrive. Oh, really? Okay. Any favorite horror experiences? Yeah, so I've gotten to that theory, but we'll see. How about Nina? Any theories on where Nina's going as a character? That was a horrifying scene with her when she's abducted. Well, she kind of walks into the trap, but she's being held as bait, and she goes into the bathroom and she hears the voice of the woman being held captive on the 3rd floor coming through the drain, and they're talking, and then she just kind of like hears her screaming, and then like the kind of like glug 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 sound of like drowning, and it's like the panel when she runs up into the bathroom, and it's just like it cuts off. It's framed in it not showing it. It's so much more effective because you just have like the legs. It's heartbreaking. And that's something that's very interesting to me too, is like when the manga chooses to frame something in a way to leave it to the imagination, but then at other moments, like it does not shy away from violence and gore. Like when she runs through that same house and everyone's been murdered, and like we get very graphic drawings of them, like they've all been shot in the head, and we have like the blood stains smearing down the wall and them just like crumpled. And yeah, when those moments hit, it's all the more effective because of the like kind of more cartoony style of the characters, and how it often like cuts away or leaves something kind of unshown. That's what I've gotten. Oh wait, sorry, I got that one. I was annoyed at his savior complex when it came to preserving Nina's do not kill purity. Yeah, it is a little much at times. That was well done. Horror experiences? You mean something in real life? I do have plenty of ghost stories. Stayed in a few haunted places in my years. Oh yeah, I was asking about, I mean, really anything. But yeah, like fiction or games or just any favorite horror anythings. But real life experiences, I would definitely love to hear about those. Tenma does feel too perfect so far, outside of, oh no, I was easily manipulated. We were talking about this last time, about how he's just like, he's the good guy. He's the protagonist. He's really good. And he's going to tell you about it, and other characters are going to tell you about it, and like the sort of authorial framing of it, you're going to be always reminded that like he's very good. It happened like early on with just like his physician abilities. Like, oh, he's a very good doctor. He's such a good doctor. Everyone's so impressed. JB, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome, man. How are you? Thank you. 5 months. You rule. The poll to the stream was shitty Mission Impossible. And I'm so happy I played that game to bring you in. Have you read Monster? We're talking about volumes 3 and 4 of Monster. It's a pretty good manga. I really liked these 2 volumes. Goddamn, and here I was thinking Tenma was just a normie VTuber. Kind of hoping he becomes the monster. Yeah, I mean, that was what I thought the manga was about. Like, I was saying this last time. I just knowing nothing about it, seeing the title Monster and, like, the cover, I thought it was like a Dexter kind of thing. Like, I thought he was going to be, I don't know, like, using his surgical skills to do something, but, like, to kill other evil people. Or maybe not even that. I wasn't sure. But I really thought he was going to be like, I thought it was going to be like, or like a Breaking Bad kind of thing. Like, we're going to watch this character fall from grace. And like the first volumes were framed that way, where like everything's going his way. He's got a beautiful fiance. He's rising through the ranks of the hospital. He's coming into money and privilege and renown. It's all stolen from him. And I thought, oh, maybe these grievances are going to set him on a monstrous path. We need some kind of development besides a Rocky montage. Yeah, we do have a lot of montages. Have not. If it's good, I will read it, but like once a year. Okay. Thought I was going to go the way of MPD Psycho. Yeah. You're doing wonderfully keeping me up with chat, I must say. Oh, well, thank you. Though for my ghost stories, I figure I tell them when chat isn't so lively. I get a bit shy. Oh, that's fine, yeah. Feel free to share them anytime. Hey, Akikudo, what's going on? You loved Monster? Oh, do you want to talk about it? That's what we're talking about. Only volumes 3 and 4, so up through chapter 32. What was it? A Spoonful of Sugar? It ends with Nina leaving on a train after she learns... Well, she knew, right? She was trying to find this assassin. And it's framed really well, where like she's just working at the restaurant and he's teaching her how to cook, and it's very sweet. The art kind of reflects the kind of innocent, cheerful vibes there. And then they have this great scene where it's like, oh yeah, there was I heard tell of an assassin rumored to be here, and then he like opens up. Like, yeah, he's a cold-blooded killer. And the thing that got him to stop killing was just like he had his target in his sights through the scope, and he watched the target put like 5 spoonfuls of sugar into his coffee, which is what he does. And he's watching this guy drink the coffee, and it's like the best thing he's ever tasted. And like the flavor of coffee fills his mouth, and he sets down his gun and like renounces his lifestyle. Oh yeah, you're an assassin, huh? You watched the anime? Oh, how'd you like it? Friend told me to go to after I got hooked on Death Note. I could see that, yeah. There's some thematic commonalities here, for sure. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I haven't seen the anime. I'm like, I wasn't even aware of it, honestly. Saucy recommended it. But I've really been enjoying the manga. But it's my first experience. I did, I wish I could just show these on screen, but anyone who's in the Discord server, and if you're not, you can join right now. And I thought maybe this is a way to do it. It's not great for like stream content, but I threw them up like right before I started the stream, so it wasn't a lot of warning. But maybe next time, anyone who wants to join me in this. So I threw some images in the thread under book club for the monster discussion stream, and I thought like maybe going forward we could just like be here discussing, but then like we could pull them up off stream. Like I could just refer you all to the pages I'm talking about, and y'all could see them in the Discord server. Oh, welcome in. Let me give you access. Who is this that just joined? If you want to let me know. Just because your Discord handle doesn't match your... It's you? Okay, I thought it might be. Welcome in, glad to have you. So yeah, I just shared a couple pages, but then we can like look at them collectively for anyone who wants to, and reference them without me getting in trouble by showing manga pages on stream. But I picked a couple. I mostly was just talking about the art, but I really liked, I pulled up the panel of Tenma coming into the scene where like Dieter's up at the top of the steps, and I just thought like that was a really good, that bottom panel of the steps and just the lighting in that, like there's some great panels with just some really dynamic lighting. That was one of them, and it's balanced really well with like the bright panels up top with the soccer ball and the texture there. Hey Sabo, what's going on? You love Monster? Hell yeah. It's good. We just finished the 4th volume for the regular edition, Tinklebones, or the 2nd Perfect Edition. So we're talking up to that point. So if you want to talk about that, please no spoilers. It's chapter 32 overall, Spoonful of Sugar, I think, or something along those lines. I feel like I'm getting the 5th Spoonful of Sugar. Yeah, it's good. But good to see you. Welcome in. And I loved when Eva comes upon the Christmas party she's been invited to with the gardener she's been sort of seeing, but like just before she arrives, the wife returns, and so she like comes up on this happy family scene, and just the image, it's really well done. Like there's a repetition of like just the kind of intersecting window pane, like crossbar, whatever, the segmentation there of the frame that reinforces like her cut off outside looking in, but very separate from it, right? And we get that repeated twice across the top two panels, and then like it flips the perspective and we're looking back out at her, and the shadows of that just like across her face with that expression, and then she like crushes the present. It was just a really good series of panels. Shouldn't have played games. Woman scorned again. Yeah, she, every time she like, God, she always gets what's coming to her. Like she's so awful, but she has these moments of like, oh man, are we gonna see her redemption? But then we don't. But she like sometimes gets on the path. Like I want to believe that she's gonna learn her lesson and not be such an awful piece of shit. But then she just always goes back to being just thoroughly awful. This and Pluto are my fave Urasawa's works. Oh yeah? This is my first Urasawa experience, but I gotta check out Pluto. Okay. I really enjoyed so much of like how the story is told. Like very good like panel arrangements and like compositions and like framing the scene. And then I really like the kind of juxtaposition of more simplistic, cartoony character designs in a very highly detailed, realistic setting with some of the backgrounds. A lot of texture there. I think that's really smart. It allows you to kind of like put more of yourself into the characters because there's kind of like less detail there to like distance the viewer, the reader, from the characters. It allows them to be more of a vehicle, especially the protagonist, Tenma. But then like they're in a highly realistic world, so it adds like weight there. These feel like real events. Whereas like if the backgrounds were also cartoony, like I don't know that that would be the case. So it's just very smart. So close to redemption. She's like right there. She keeps fucking up. I was hoping for the redemption a little. The humanity keeps shining through, and then she embraces being a monster again. I know. Her resentment will kill her, I think. Yeah. And I do, like, I have empathy, you know? Like, I think you have to. Like, even though she is such a shitty character, you know? Like, conceited and arrogant and just self-absorbed and just like a rude, awful person to be around. Like, she's a product of wealth and privilege. And you have to like step back and look at who raised her and the world that she's lived in. And like the fact that she has any redeeming personality like attributes that occasionally do start to peek through, I think you have to appreciate that, because that could not be the case. We've seen other characters like in this class that don't. And the love that she has for Tenma and the regret there, and like every other relationship she's been in has been purely like for status, right? But there was something of actual depth there with Tenma. And I think also like the amount that racism comes up in, especially in these two volumes, because there's like there are literal like neo-Nazis that they get confronted by, and there's just a lot of racism in that society. But she was engaged to a Japanese man in spite of that, and I think that's also something to consider. Hey Fishy, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome in. We're on to Monster. Although if you want to share any Crescent City stuff, we talked about that earlier. I wonder if the next volume will touch on the fact she burned down the mansion. It happened, but like was not an event. Yeah, right. We did like just kind of move on from that. Seems like it'd be news at least. It was a cool scene too. I also put that page in the channel. That's just a good, very dynamic scene of her standing there with her bags as like the flames are roaring behind her. Just a very good piece of art. In the shadows. Xavier, what's going on? How are you? Welcome in. Every time there's more backstory of a character, I wonder if it is an incoming death flag. Yeah, you do have to wonder. The entitlement consumes her, but she really should make something of herself before her beauty fades. She should have treated him better. For sure. She had a winner there. She let him go. She fucked up. Quicksticks, what's going on? Welcome in. Hello, how are you? We're talking about volumes 3 and 4 of Monster. Have you read it? You're good. You were right on time for the... I should have sent out an earlier reminder, Fishy. I'm sorry. This was the original time, and then I asked if we could bump it back for Meg's sake, because Meg had to go to work. So you're right on time for the usual time. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I'm sorry. We moved the time around. I should be better about reminding people early and making sure. If we're going to change the time. So that's on me. I'm sorry. Vexal, what's up? Book looks... Yeah, we're talking about Monster. Welcome in. How are you? But, yeah, any thoughts on Monster? And then, Fishy, after that, if you want to talk about Crescent City stuff, we could chat a little bit about that. I didn't have a whole lot to say. Neither did Meg. We had a couple things that we enjoyed. And then a lot of stuff that we did not. And I did like, yeah, most of the pages I shared in the channel were just like, this is good art. 2, 3, 4 pages down. Like the scenes of just like the nightlife, the bars, the texture there. Like, again, when like you just focus on the environments that are like highly detailed and realistic, they're so good. Like the illumination of the street lights and like the kind of wet pavement and the parked cars, and then like the internal scene of the bar, and just like he's really good about just giving you little parts of scene to like just build the atmosphere. So we just have like the kind of leering guys like looking over their shoulders, and then like below that just like the heels, and we don't even know the character yet, you know. We're like moving around the bar without really focusing on any principal characters. She just set the scene, and I think it's really well done. What channel are the pages dropped in? Yeah, under Book Club, there are 2 threads. One is the Crescent City, and one is the Monster discussion thread. And so if you look in there, and if you want to add anything in there, feel free. So in that thread, I just posted some pages with like just some quick thoughts about what I liked. And I thought that would be a way for us to, if we want to share anything in particular going forward, I should have talked about this earlier, but for the next discussion, feel free to at any time, like maybe abide by the reading milestones that I put throughout the month so we don't spoil anyone, or just like, yeah, put a block on the, like, cover it if it's a spoiler. But like starting from a certain point, like feel free to share pages in there, and then we can pull them up since I can't really show manga on stream. And then we can sort of be all referencing the same image and enjoy it that way. Monster, oddly, I felt weird. You felt it fell off, really. I'm not sure why I get that feeling, but after you see more of Johan, it weirdly pulled me in less. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, any particular reasons why? I actually really liked these volumes. They kind of interested me more than I think. I was really in on the first half of the volumes we read last time, and then it kind of fell off for me a little bit in volume 2, but I feel like here it picked back up a little bit just because there were some really cool, like, interesting scenes of them just like trying to stop the fire, and like visually dynamic settings like the bar scene I'm talking about, and the reveal of the I can't remember his name, the guy that Nina's working for at the restaurant that turns out to be the assassin, and that's a very quick thing, but I thought it was effective. I don't know why, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of get that though. Sometimes you just, for whatever reason, you can't quite place it, but it just doesn't, capture your attention or imagination as much. Was it me, or did they seem to add a number of one-off characters that just kind of serve singular narrative purpose then? Maybe they'll show up later, but no idea who they really are besides serving to advance someone else's story. That's a good point too, right? Yeah, we did have a lot of new characters enter the narrative in this one. Kind of abruptly, and then exit just as abruptly. So, like, the assassin is one of them, right? Like, in the span of, like, what, 1 or 2 chapters, like, we meet him, we go through Nina's employment there, we learn his dark secret, and then we leave on a train. And it's over. And I guess my assumption is just like, yeah, it's a serialized manga that is trying to probably, like, establish some important character motivation or part of an arc, but, like, get them onto the next event, like, in limited available pages, right? Like, trying to do a lot of advancement of the narrative and of the characters in a short, like, limited page real estate, I guess. The assassin is actually a solid character, as short as he was in there. Yeah, I shared the final pages. I thought they were really well done, of, like, her standing there at the station and just, like, the final image of her, like, kind of hunched forward on the train, looking down at, like, her lap at her knees and just crying, and, like, looking at his face. I love, like, how he depicts characters when you learn something about them. Like, it's the same character design, you know? And he's like this big softy. He's weeping at the film. He's making pasta. He's saying how, like, he wouldn't touch a gun. He's afraid of them. And then, like, when she's sitting across from him at the table or the booth or wherever, she's like, "You're the assassin, right?" And there's, like, a hardness that kind of takes over his features, and, like, it's just changed ever so slightly to reflect, like, oh, this dude is fucking cold-blooded. He's got a serious history. Monster does that a fair bit of the time. I kind of like this because it shows the people he meets while on the run. Oh, that's a good point. Instead of having every character be connected in some great plot conspiracy. Yeah, I guess, like, that's a great point. Like, the limited time they get in the narrative kind of reflects, like, yeah, he's kind of just, he's on the run and having a lot of fleeting interactions, like, just ships in the night. He's in this town for a little bit, and then he's moving on and meeting various people along the way for limited amounts of time. Yeah, good catch. That is a good point, that perspective. I think I'm thinking more of it like in Berserk. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The art captures their faces so well. It really does. That's where, like, the kind of cartoony aspect really, I think, serves the narrative well. Like, because of the artistic style, like, when a character's face kind of, like, morphs, like, is hyper exaggerated to reflect, like, either some personality attribute or just, like, the emotion in that scene, it's very fitting because of the character designs. And it just kind of, like, yeah, adds intensity. I loved the page. So when I wrote Serious Lynch energy here, like, the baby. Oh my god, like, the perspective, and, like, speaking of their faces, like, the perspective on his face, and, you know, when he comes in, like, snapping his fingers, and I love this page. I think this is my favorite page in the whole volumes that we read. Because, like, you get his foot tapping in the top panel, and then we get, like, Nina's, like, reaction, her expression, like, what the fuck? And, like, but we're looking, like, from the perspective of him looking out at his snapping fingers. And then we kind of get him snapping in front of his face, like, looking down, and then back to that expression. Like, her expression is gold. In the middle panel, do you know this song? It's Be My Baby by the Ronettes, Miss Nina Fortner. And then we get a full, like, big panel of him finally, like, fully revealed. But, like, we're kind of looking down at him because we're kind of looking from her perspective down, and he's a lot shorter. And, like, that's some Twin Peaks shit. Kind of like a little bit of Blue Velvet there with, like, the musical number, but then also, like, Black Lodge kind of shit. It was great. What a page. And the texture on his suit. I do wonder if we'll see other characters that get significant development besides Tenma. I think mostly just the robo-detective, the soccer kid, Anna and his ex-fiancée. I mean, the dog detective's family is such a wreck. We're leaving. Okay, what a guy. Yeah. He's in his room. He's in his room. As for the Crescent City, oh my lord, the characters are all unlikable. The only likable one is the small fairy in the library, and it doesn't help that the main character herself is eminently just awful. She's supposed to be downtrodden because of the racial stuff, but I can't find any redeemable part of her personality, which makes the story really hard to read as I cannot get behind anyone, even the MC. Yeah. It was Meg and I that were talking about it, and we really, like, Meg more so than I did, liked some other characters in the story. Lahaba was one of them, but like we both disliked Bryce quite a bit. Yeah, and the book is, did you read the whole book? Also, alpha hole, god. It's unironically used like it's a real word, and every time it's used I cringe. I was cringing through that whole book. There's no character development. Yeah, Meg brought up the fact that like so much of the time refers to the males and the females, like it's a nature documentary, I think is how she put it, which is very funny. Just weird shit like that throughout. They're all one note and never changing. Yeah, it's very juvenile. Like, we talked about the way they use profanity. Like, everyone talks like this was written by a middle or high schooler that, like, yeah, just kind of learned recently they can use profanity to a high degree to add, like, I don't know, a little bit of grit, edginess to the characters. You know, this filter's been on a while. I think we can take that off. I didn't set a timer, but it's been definitely 10 minutes. Yeah, the I had like two things in that whole book, Fishy, that I enjoyed that I shared. One was like talking a little bit about like some of the public infrastructure tech, and like there was like a little bit of world building that happened like early on, like page 20. And then there's the scene where Hunt and Bryce go to the Medwitch, and they're talking about his like halo tattoo that keeps him in bondage, and there's like kind of a good interaction there with some tension in the dialogue of just like, what would you do if I took this off of your head? Would you kill those responsible? And I thought like that scene was kind of well written, and that was kind of it for me. I believe it's spelled cringe. Just, I like the fact that that book was 800 pages long. Yeah, they try and world build outside of the city itself as well. They do, but the thing I found was like, if you removed the fantasy part of it, like a lot of the story wouldn't really need to change that much. I just felt like there wasn't much interesting elaboration on like what it actually means for society and interactions and technology to have all of these magical tribes like Fae and wolves and all these things going on. And it's like, I don't know, they still kind of do the same shit. Like they have interrogation scenes with detectives, and that kind of plays out the same way, except they might fly out of there at the end of it. They're still using smartphones. They still, like, it's just, it was kind of like the same kind of shit in this magical world. It didn't really justify the choice to do it. I felt like the world didn't, it didn't really exist that much. And still it needed to for like a plot point of just like, oh, the gates of hell are open. Also, I did read the entire book. Oh my god. MVP. Dude. I would have dropped it pretty early on if it wasn't a book club. I so appreciate you. I finished it as well. I definitely was like skimming a lot of it, lightly. Because it wasn't worth a close read. That book could have been 200 pages and achieved everything it needed to do. Also, I don't know if you're as livid as I am. I'm very frustrated by the fact that, like, okay, it's written like smut. It's got some smutty sex scenes. They don't even have sex. We get to the end of the fucking book. They don't even have full sex. What the fuck? Zero sex. Like, maybe not zero, like I don't know. 0.5 sex. Like, they're always blue balling this poor dude. They always like get up to the sex, and it's like, oh, the eggs are burning. Oh, my mom's calling. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, that's going to happen along the way, but then we're going to get one final sex scene at the end. No. Got to read book 2, another 800 pages. Sorry, I know I'm kind of like jumbling up the discussion here. Did anyone have any other thoughts on Monster? I don't want to keep everyone for Crescent City stuff if you didn't read that, but I did want to chat with Fishy a little bit about it, especially since he read the book. And we can also bring up the wheel and everyone can add their points. No, it's not your bad. I didn't mean to say that. I appreciate you so much for being here and for reading that whole book. It was such a slog, man. It took so long. Like, all month I was just chipping away at it. And again, it's just because, like, it's so bogged down with just all these scenes of, like, they're hanging out, they're at the shooting range, they're having pizza, they're watching Sunball on TV, they're almost having sex, but not having sex. It's like, we didn't need all this. Like, you could do, like, some quick scenes like this to establish character and move on. Like, the actual important narrative points are, like, so limited. The one choice the MC makes nearly the end, to make the drop, or something else. I did think that scene was kind of cool. Like, it's kind of sweet. Like, if I cared more about the characters, I could see that hitting. Of, like, the spirit of Danica comes in and, like, propels her back out of the drop. And they have this, like, final moment where, like, Danica sacrifices what's left of her spirit and, like, fades into nothingness to save Bryce. And, like, oh, man, if I felt about Bryce in any particular way and liked Danica and had cared about this journey we were on, like, this would be a great climax. It'd be very sweet. But I don't, so it's, like, kind of theoretically good, but it doesn't really do much for me. I don't have anything else other than I'm enjoying it, and I'm hoping something a little more happens, if that makes sense. Yeah. I feel like the story is standing on the edge of a cliff and needs a push to get really going. Yeah, I was wondering, like, like, we did have some revelations about Johan, and met some new characters, and but yeah, I kind of wonder, like, is it going to be continued this of, like, on the run, always chasing after him and like having these interactions with various characters on the journey, and it's going to be like that. Is that going to be the story, or is it going to, like, settle into something more like long term? And is that, yeah, I don't know. Is it going to be like The Fugitive the whole way through? You know, or is it going to hit, like, some kind of pivotal narrative arc and, like, settle into that for a while? Do you want to read more volumes next time? Would y'all like to do 2 instead of 1 for the perfect edition? Or I guess, like, probably 4 of the Tinkle Bones? Where she tries to free Hunt after the Merc tells her not to do something stupid. Oh, and she's like, but what if it's something smart? It's the most stupid thing ever. You might say no one in the book did anything smart at any point. Just everyone's dumb. But because they're all equally dumb, like, they get into trouble. Because no one can outsmart anyone else. Because, yeah, everyone's doing, like, the dumbest thing imaginable. Man. I'm curious how the story will resolve. Only 10 more volumes to go. Yeah, I was thinking, like, maybe we could pick up the pace a little bit. If are y'all cool with that? And I feel like there's only maybe only a couple of us potentially. I don't know. Maybe more as we go on. Who are reading both the manga and the novel. You could do 2? Okay. If you're cool with it and everyone else is, I say maybe pick it up a little bit, because, like, I knock this out in an evening, right? Like, it doesn't take very long to read 400 pages or whatever it is of manga. And the reason I kind of did it at a slower pace is because we had the 800-page novel going. Like, that was a lot just to get through that. So I didn't want to, like, have too much else to do. But maybe, I think going forward, like, we need to watch it with book length. Like, if it's over 300 or 400 pages, like, we need to maybe all sign off on it, or decide, like, hey, is this book actually going to be worth that level? Like, that is a big time investment. That's what also, like, throughout the month, I was just like, man, I've been reading this book for so many hours. It's not worthwhile use of my time and life. Cool with you, though, for Monster? Okay, cool. I can try juggling a lot of things myself, but if most want to do 2, I don't want to push you. If that's too much, we can just do 1. I thought about maybe doing 2 to, like, potentially finish by around September or October. because I think there's 16 in total. And then we could do something spooky, maybe like a one-off spooky manga around Halloween. Chapters feel short. Yeah, EchoPixel, like, I don't want to push you. If you feel cool doing 2, we can go for it, but if you really think you got too much going on, we'll keep it at 1. What do you think? I know Xavier has completed the story. Yeah? Okay. I wonder, is it because Monster is in the serialized format back then, hence the progression of the manga is a bit slower? Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Like, a lot of the narrative choices and, like, plotting, to me, kind of makes sense when you remember it was serialized. That kind of explains some of the choices, I think. Never give up? Let's do it? Okay. Thank you. Awesome. Let's do, then, 2. I'll put everything in the Discord server, which if you're not in here, we'd love to have you. Yeah. Feel free to share any final thoughts. I'm going to pull up the wheel here so we can get everyone's choices on, because they're at about 1:20. But feel free to keep sharing thoughts if you have any on either Monster or Crescent City. Book long? Book was so long, PM. So long. But it's over. So, Fishy, do you think it's the worst thing we've read? I was trying to decide as I read it. Like, I think it's better than the Dealing with Dragons thing. That was probably the worst thing we read, but because it was 800 pages long, honestly, yes. Yeah, I feel like if it were actually shit. Going forward, I really want to say, like, no more young adult stuff. I just don't want to read it unless it's, like, damn good. And no more young adult stuff, really. And no Sarah J. Maas. She's been disinvited from this book club. She can fuck off. Is it bad? It was bad, yeah. The dragon one was pretty damn bad. Yeah, this and Dealing with Dragons are the low points of the book club. Again, thank you so much for always reading it, no matter how much you're not enjoying it. I didn't enjoy either of those books. Because it took so long, maybe we got to give the low to Crescent City. That said, like, it was a more interesting read than the other one, but what a condemnation. Sorry, Moss. No, Moss, no more. Book burning time? I mean, I don't hate it that much. I just don't want to read anymore. I think it's worse because it tried to be something more, like smut levels and more, but ended up being childish, so maybe it really just is the worst. Yeah, I don't know. It was... I guess, to think about it, you know, we got some ads rolling. You might be stuck in ad land. Fishy, are you still here? Are you in commercials? So, 0 or 10, no 5s on smut. That's the thing. It gets... What's ads? Yeah, I use Turbo, so I never have any, but... yeah, ads. Okay, I'll wait on responding to your comment. PM, it, like, gets to, like, sex scenes, and it starts them, and then it, like, before they fully have sex, it always just, like, the phone rings or some shit. But it's, like, it's so graphic that it would get labeled as smut because, like, of how graphic it describes, like, the foreplay and, like, some of the sex stuff that they do, but, like, it just doesn't go all the way, ever. You get to the end of the book, and you think, finally, after all of that, they've declared their love for one another. They had the final sex scene, like, surely it's going to happen now, and then it still doesn't. It still pulls away. Or it doesn't pull away. It's not like, oh, and then it happened, and we're going elsewhere. Like, the scene is disrupted. It's like, you're really going to have me read 800 pages of novel and get all the way here, and you're not going to show me this? They want you to use your imagination. Again, it was 590. It was page 590 until any sex happened. And then it wasn't even the full thing. The character literally takes a cold shower. She literally gets the call from her mom, and she goes to take a cold shower. It's like, goddamn. I mean, I think the readers need one too. Are you kidding? You're not going to give us this? We came all this way. At least give us something. And they gave us jack shit. Everyone here, you can add. Everyone in here gets 2 points. Fishy, you get 3. You're still in ads. If you're hearing this, though, so everyone in the community gets a point every month. I should probably wait. Oh, I'm going to give it 20 seconds because some of y'all are in commercials. If you want garbage, though, I got plenty. I don't want to read any more garbage. I can't read any more garbage. We got to read a good book. We're reading a good book this month. By God, we're going to read something of value. We've earned it. Okay, so everyone's out of ads. So yeah, I changed it up a little bit because I felt like for Fishy and I, like, we've done this every month, and we've actually had our picks come up like surprisingly little, despite always participating. And we've had a couple people like come in and put books on the wheel, and then they don't show up or read the book. And I want to allow people to still like suggest something because I want them to like be able to put something on the wheel and get interested in book club and participate, right? So allowing anyone to join helps that happen. But then I also want to like make sure that those who are showing up every month and actually doing the reading get to like mostly decide the direction of this thing. So from here on out, anyone can put a point on any book or add a book if it's not on the wheel. That's your 1 point. Use it, you get 1 every month. Use it or lose it. If you read the novel and show up for the discussion, you get a 2nd point. If you read the manga and show up for that discussion, you get a 3rd one. So potentially 3 points. So just like give weight to those who have participated. Guilty, maybe. You've never... Object Power, how you doing? At no point have you ever given the impression that you were going to read anything. You're in the clear. I'm abstaining from voting on novels too, like someone mentioned earlier, because I'm unlikely to join. No worries. Yeah, I don't know how to handle the manga yet. I guess maybe we'll just do another poll when we get to that point instead of the wheel, because we're not doing that every month. I don't know how to manage that. Maybe we'll just take suggestions and do another vote for the manga, since that's only going to happen, like, honestly, if it just always ends up being a series, maybe like once a year. We decide the next series we do. Points. Coming from the guy who requested Mice and Men, 10 to Wabbits. Do you want to put a Mice and Men on the wheel? Object Power, would that get you to read? Yeah, so go ahead and tell me your choices. Anyone in here? You get at least 1 if you want to use it. And then I think everyone knows, like, you know how many points you have. Fishy, you got 3. Anyone here for Monster? You got 2. Meg gave me hers already. She put it on The Witcher. I already added my point. I also put it on The Witcher. So we've got currently 1 point on I Am Legend, 1 on Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings, 1 on The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, 1 on The Peripheral, that is a William Gibson novel, 2 on Vampire Hunter D. I can't remember the name of it. It's the first Vampire Hunter D novel. And 4 on The Witcher Sword of Destiny. It's the 2nd Witcher book. Yeah. You do comics. So what we're doing right now is we just talked about our comic, and I can tell you more information about it, but we're reading a manga. It's Monster by Naoki Urasawa. It's pretty good. You might dig it. That's what we're doing right now. I'd be open to, like, we've been doing manga. We could do, like, American or other countries. Any comics. Probably will end up doing manga, but if you have a comic to recommend, like, we can do the vote next time for that. So yeah, we're doing, it's kind of like a half and half. So the first half is the novel discussion, the second half is the manga discussion. So at the rate we're going, I think around like October we'll be done with Monster. And I thought we could do like a spooky one-off, maybe Junji Ito or something. Put it up for a vote, and then launch into the next series at the end of the year. Which, yeah, maybe a manga, maybe spinning. We're spinning. Yeah, I'm just taking everyone's votes. We're about to do it. Hope work's going well. I'd say Witcher. May as well weigh it more. Do you want to put all 3 points on The Witcher? Goal to read the whole Way of Kings by next month? No. That one, I don't know how long that book is. It's Brandon Sanderson, so at least 2 months, I think. Would have to do another 2-monther. Because his books are very long. Have you read that before? I have one that I've read that I would actually have a lot to contribute. Yeah? Okay. Well, yeah, you can definitely bring that up for the next comic. For this part, we definitely want to just keep to novels, since we already have the manga going. But, yeah, in the future, feel free to share that. Howdy, Wordy, how you doing? Welcome in. You're reading The Way of Kings right now? Do you want to put a point on it? Feel free. Everyone gets a point if you want to add a point to a book on this wheel. I haven't, but I have it, and it's waiting to be read for that reason. Yeah, okay. I would be happy reading any of these books. Like, this is the first time in a while I'm looking at every book on this wheel. Like, I'm kind of going to be happy wherever we end up. I've read I Am Legend, so I'd be less excited about that, but it'd be cool to talk about it. And I've read Restaurant at the End of the Universe, actually. So I've read 2 of these, but it'd be cool to talk about them. And, yeah. I read Mistborn and Elantris. And I want to read more Sanderson. I've loved everything I've read so far. What's the point mean? So we've got, as you can see, these books on the wheel are weighted. So every additional point adds weight, makes them larger on the wheel. So more likely that they get chosen. House of X, Powers of X. Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be a good choice. Also, Vampire Hunter D is a book. I've only seen the movie. It is a bunch of books. Like, I think there's like 30 novels. There's so many. So this would be the first one. But yeah, I've only seen the movie as well. I guess both of them, but I love Yoshitaka Amano, so I've always been curious about the novels because he does the art for those. I'll say Way of Kings and Vampire Hunter D. Okay. 1 each. Let's do it. And just like when the book gets chosen, like all those points are gone. Like I'm just going to take them all off. They can't be transferred. So like Fishy, to your point, oh, you want to do, okay, so 1 Witcher, 1 Way of Kings, and 1 Restaurant. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, like, you don't have to, but maybe if something already has a pretty good chance of getting chosen, maybe spread them around. Wait, 1 Way of Kings, 1 Restaurant, and 1 Witcher. That's right. Okay. I've only seen the one movie with, like, Ninja Scroll Highlander art style. Yeah, the original, I guess. I guess would be more what you're talking about. It's a cool film. I like it. It's good atmosphere. Great character designs because they're Amano. Any other votes? Last call. Got mine, got Meg's, got Fishy's, got Echo Pixels, Ren's not joining. Howdy Wordy, do you want to add a point to something? Obviously to Power, if you want to read any of these. Magic Job. Anyone else in here right now? Quick Sticks if you're in here, or Subo, Akikuru, JB. Feel free to let me know. I'll vote for Way of Kings. Okay. This book is let me see. Good God, 1,000 pages. Okay. 2 months, maybe 3. Good God. I don't know what to do with The Way of Kings. That's a very long book. You want an oddball suggestion? If you want to put one on. Yeah, I'll vote for A Way of Kings. I'm really enjoying. Wait, sorry. I just saw that one. I got out of order. Sorry about that. Open for anything. Would actually like to participate this round. Okay. Well, if you want to put your point on something specific, 1,000 pages. Yeah, Brandon Sanderson, man. He'd be writing some books. Have you ever read a Sanderson? The thing is, like, that's meaningful density. Like, his stories are amazing. They go places. It is worth the journey. Unlike Crescent City. I wouldn't even call it good, but I remembered a book I read called The Unincorporated Man. Okay, do you want to add it? Because I'm really trying to read a good book. If it's not good, we don't have to put it on the wheel. Like a little bit more than mid. Do you have any good book? Like, I really want to read a good book. we really earned a good book, man. See you in 2027. Yeah. But I will honor it. If you want to put it on the wheel, I'll put it on there. But if you're saying it's not good, we need a damn good one. We need a classic. You play yourself with crowdsourcing this shit. It's a collective thing. It's a group club. It's not me. Also, I like all these books. Well, potentially. I like 2 of these books, for sure. I think I like potentially the others. What constitutes good? Have you read Lloyd Alexander's The Chronicles of Pryden? No, I have not. Is it good? I don't really know. Yeah, it's all subjective, right? I'm more saying it didn't suck with me. Do you want to put it on the wheel? If you want to put it on there, I'll add it. I'm kind of just joking around. Feel free to add it if you want to. Yes? Okay. Let's do it. What is it again? Oh, Discworld would be great. I've only read 1 Discworld book. I loved it. I've always wanted to continue with the series, but I haven't. The Unincorporated Man. Okay, last call. Anything else? Which book did you read? What is it? What is the first Discworld book called? It was the first one. I'm trying to remember It was a long time ago. Color of Magic. Rincewind. I was trying to remember the name of the wizard. It was so much fun. Like, it was very funny. And that book, because it's the first one, it introduced you to, like, how the universe functions, how the world functions, what it would mean to, like, be on this disc. It was great. Yeah, I wanted to continue. But I borrowed it from a friend, and then, yeah, I just didn't have the next book. And then I think, actually, it was right before I came to Japan. That's right. That's when I read it. I've heard about Terry Pratchett. My brother used to have his books. It was great. It was like, I loved the tone, and like, it was kind of like, I don't know, like Douglas Adams, kind of just whimsy, but very funny and clever throughout. Color of Magic or The Light Fantastic. Yeah, Color of Magic was it. It was great. Have you, how much of those have you read? How much of the series? I've not read The Wheel of Time. No, I'm curious about that series. Come on, Witcher. Okay, we're going to spin it. I think everyone got their choices in, so here we go. I subbed to Discworld just to see posts which recommended whichever authors come closest to him. Vampire Hunter D. D. Time for D. I did want to read The Witcher. That said, I also wanted to read this. I'm very excited. Hey, I added that. Yes, you did. Hell yeah. Finally. I've been wanting to read this for years. I'm so taking full credit. You should. You're welcome. Hell yeah. I'm excited. I got all of these books in a bundle last year for like real cheap. It was a steal. So we can go through the whole series. The name of the first book is what? I think the first novel is... It's just called Vampire Hunter D. It is 282 pages. Very reasonable. What a nice, considerate length of a book. Oh, we're definitely reading in English. Absolutely. Yeah. Although if anyone who's able wants to read it in Japanese, feel free and bring that to the discussion. I don't have the ability to do that. Yeah, it's published in 1983, January. We can just do this. Oh, and let me take this off. Okay. This is our next book. The D is for Dracula. Not bad. The year 12,090 AD. The world has all but ended, ravaged in a firestorm of man's wars and madness. But from the wreckage, a few humans managed to survive. A few humans and something else. Doris Lang knew what her fate would be when the vampire lord Count Magnus Lee bit her, an agonizing transformation into one of the undead. Wait, I shouldn't read all this. This is the plot. Jesus. Okay. It's like, this is not the back of the... Okay, we're going to stop there and maybe not show any more of this. Let's just look at some nice art. How about that? Jeez, I'm really about to spoil this whole fucking book. I went into, like, autopilot. What am I doing? My eyes. I'm so sorry. I fucked up. Look at this, though. Look at this thing. If that doesn't make you want to read the book, I don't know what will. This is a book that you can judge by the cover, I think. When it's in a mono cover, you can judge it by that cover. Beautiful Yoshitaka Amano. You just read 150 pages in half a second. Book club hacks. Just read the Wikipedia. That's all you got to do. Yeah. So that's that. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the book club. It was great having you, as always. I think I'm actually going to leave it there. I thought I would play some Ease. It's already noon. I'm not feeling that well today. I'm going to take a few hours off, because I'm coming back this evening for art. We're going to... Thanks for coming. Seriously, thank you so much. I promised to do Sonbori's art this weekend to ink that. So, I'll be back, like, 5 p.m. Japan time. Like, 5 hours from now, I think. We'll listen to your music. We're going to do song requests, and I'll ink that piece. Knock that out. Did I hear art? Yeah, I'll be back this evening to do some art. And so if you want to hang out and, yeah, request any music and start thinking about what you want to listen to, bring it in. I would love that. I can't really say how long it'll take me, but maybe like 4 or 5 hours to ink it. So maybe into the night here, Japan time. So I'll be around a while, and I want to be, like, ready to do that. So I'm going to take the afternoon off, get outside a little bit, hopefully feel better. Did you say we were reading all of Vampire Hunter D? Just the first novel, this first one. It's about 300 pages. 282 pages. There is, if you're interested, Meg, I don't remember where I got it. Does anyone know? Did anyone else get this bundle? Because EchoPixel, was it you that shared it with me? Someone shared it with me. There was a great, like, 90% off bundle for all the Vampire Hunter D books last fall in, like, ebook format. So I got them all there. We're going to read the first one. Thank you. Yeah, Fishy, thank you for being the MVP. Another month as MVP. You got double MVP for reading all of Crescent City. Good God. Well done. And Monster. You crushed it. Final Fantasy, yeah, I love Amano is like maybe my favorite living artist. I really like Killian Ung and a few others, but like Amano is like I will watch, and I've watched all the films where he worked on them in like any capacity. Lily Cat and like Amon Saga, like just kind of average films, but hey, Amano did some character designs. I'll watch that. If he did art, I'm there. I just love his stuff. I've had the joy of being to 2 of his shows here in Japan and seeing like the one piece. It's Furion from Final Fantasy 2 with like the sword out. It's the Famicom box art. Like seeing that in person is so sick. Oh my God. Like seeing a mono piece in person. You can see all like the gold leaf and the inks and the texture. And it's like the dimension to it, because he builds up the pigments, is so sick. I'll have to find where to read that. If anyone knows, let me know. Yeah, let me go look, and I'll see what I can track down. If anyone else knows. Again, we have a book club channel in here. I'll get details for the next month in there later and share that with y'all. And, yeah. Just checking out a Google image search of his work. It's so nice. Reminds me of a Record of Lotus War a bit. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. especially like the original Lodos, and then like the intro to the Chronicles of the Heroic Knight anime, which is one of my favorite anime intros. Yeah, I could see that for sure. You're a Lodos fan. That's awesome. That's a cool series. The original. And then the intro to the follow-up. But only the intro. I watched someone play through the first Final Fantasy and recognize this character from that. He's got a very recognizable style. Amano. It's good. So yeah, I'm going to get off here. And try and feel a little bit better today. I really like the D&D stuff in that anime. Yeah. It is kind of like basic D&D tropes, but there's like, especially that original series, like the art style, like there's like a texture and kind of like graininess to the cells, and then like the very kind of like bold contours on the characters. Like it's a really nice looking series. It's nice to be in that world, even if it is kind of like tropey and kind of familiar as a narrative. It's just a good time, and I saw it at a young age, so it like made an impression. Happy cycling, thank you. Dungeon Meshi comes to mind. Oh, Dungeon Meshi was great. You like that one too? That was very fun. Yeah, that's one that's so good. That's one that like takes the tropes and does really interesting things with them, and it's fun because they're familiar tropes, right? Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to the session. I appreciate y'all. These book club discussions are nothing if you don't show up. It's just me talking to myself. They're really all about you. So thank you for seriously being here, reading the book. However much you read, I appreciate you. However much you contributed, thank you. I really enjoy doing these. So we will be back next month with Vampire Hunter D and some more Monster. Remember, 2 or 4 volumes, but I'll put the details in the Discord server. Let me find somewhere to send you real quick. Who do we got going? Probably a lot of good choices. Oh, wait, Echo Pixel, you're live right now, right? Let's go over to Echo Pixel. It's playing FF7. You still need to see Dungeon Meshi, or I guess read. I'd like to read it, yeah. Because I don't want to wait for the anime. I thought the same thing about Free Rent too. Like, I don't know if I can wait for another season. Like, I might have to just start reading that manga. It's too good. I'm losing patience. Echo Pixel is a great streamer. Was just in here, hanging out. Sharing great thoughts. Also does a book club. We're reading Berserk over at Echo Pixel's place. Right now, ooh. I can't say what we're about to talk about. I always got to be careful because I've read Berserk and no one else has in this book club. All I'm going to say is this next discussion is going to be very interesting because some shit happened in these volumes. But the anime and the manga are good. You're in for a treat. Yeah, you'd love to read Dungeon Meshi too. It's so charming. It is. It really is. It's a good time. And the food looks so damn good. Like, oh man, I never thought I wanted to eat a treasure bug sandwich, but I kind of want to eat a treasure bug sandwich. Isn't the author of Free Run ill and taking a hiatus? Oh, really? I didn't know that. I'm not sure. I just assumed the manga was way past where the anime has gotten to, so I could, like, know what happens next, but I'm actually not clear how far it is. I've never read Berserk, and I never will. Really? Not interested? You really should read it. Same reason I won't read A Song of Ice and Fire. What's the same reason? Oh, y'all are about to raid. If you tell me quick, though, I'll know. Or you can just tell me later. Won't have an ending. Well, I mean, Berserk might. Yeah, Miura's death. But, like, his...
Oh, boy, you could
they've
use
released a volume
breath
since he passed, and his team is apparently working on it, and they have his notes, and they're going to try to do their best. I don't know, but yeah, I kind of get your point. Anyway, you're about to raid. I'm going to go. Maybe I'll see you later for music and art. Until then, bye-bye. Thank you again. See you.